Oh, hello there. I'm Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL. My hat's not straight.
Oh, fuck.
That's it. Stream over.
Yeah, I know. Look, it's only going to get worse from here.
We're doing it live.
In my defense, the first part of this intro... Oh, I forgot to do the reverse thing, too. Okay. Let's just... Okay. Just give me a sec. Real Gaming PA is this,
Do you want to end
and
the stream and then restart it?
Perkins Arthur. All right, so let me say that the first part of this intro I wrote while I was on vacation, and so it might not make sense at the very beginning. You know, 2 weeks ago when we had our final episode, you might not remember this, but there was a controversy with a guy named Pro Jared. That controversy is still ongoing, but I thought it was solved at the time. What you don't know is that after the show, all 4 cast members came together. Normally, when you have a show cast, it's a lot more like pre-Marvel Cinematic Universe superhero movies or Marvel vs. Capcom storylines. Not everyone works together in ways that we are hoping for. All right, everybody's waving at this kid. Hello, kid. How's it going?
She's number 1.
Yeah, she is number 1.
Dad,
She can see herself.
Dad,
What?
Dad, I want to watch.
He's muted now.
All
Sorry,
right.
there's a whole circus going on in here. Everything's fine. Doc McStuffins is on the menu, in case you needed to know.
Where was I? Old superhero movies, you might recall this, involve team-ups where not everybody... It's Suicide Squad. Not everybody gets along. Sometimes casts don't have the same opinion. Let me tell you something. At the end of the last episode of Battletech, I was like, maybe Holly Conrad isn't fully to blame here. The whole cast was like in unison against me, and I was like, I'm so proud of them. They all have such strong moral codes. They're united together. They're all agreeing with each other. I don't agree with them, but I'm super proud of them. Since then, more information has come out that makes Heidi a little less innocent than she had seemed, including breaking into her ex-husband's house and trying to steal from him and live streaming the event, I guess. I mean, that's a weird choice, including stealing his gold YouTube button. It's not like you can hide that it's not yours since his name is on it.
That last time we talked about it was the last time I thought about it, to be honest with you.
I know, but you know what? It still keeps coming up. Like, every day there's new revelations. It's wild. Okay, what else do we got going on? I'm launching 2 new shows. So, you know, we got Game of Thrones coming up soonish. I'm still finding the last cast member for that. Warhammer, 40k game that I've been talking about, is fully casted, and I'm starting on overlays, and by that I mean I've been talking to somebody about overlays, and they'll do them for me. And we're working on getting everybody up to speed. It should be no surprise that several Battletech alumni will be on that show. And, you know, some surprising guests, maybe. We'll see. Alright, that's all I got. I guess the final thing to note, several of the people have already heard this, this particular one, but the Night Butler is not called a Nutler, and since he trained for years to be a butler and serve the Queen, he did not find your joke very funny, Rad.
It's not a joke. He's just not allowed to tell you. It's like Fight Club. Nutlers can't talk about being nutlers. It's a real thing. You just...
You know,
I completely
I've
understand
promised
you
to
couldn't
stop
talk to
doing
him.
these kind of outrageous lies to Pondo. I would appreciate if you would stop doing these outrageous lies.
He wasn't going to humor some tourist on a cruise ship, okay, with his secret club, all right?
So you know what? Speaking of someone who suffers these outrageous lies, let's jump over to Pondo. How's it going, Pondo?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't talked to you in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. I pretty much almost forgot what time it was because I was playing Fallout 4 Trying to trek over across the country with 2,000 pounds worth of weight, and my essential amount that I should be able to hold is like 270 of that. That's
So you were
like
just too lazy to drop stuff to fast travel.
No. I have this problem of I need all the loot so I can sell all the loot and get money.
Yeah.
And
so rather than just pile the loot up in a certain location and then repeatedly fast traveling to it, you're hauling it by foot.
Yes.
Okay, understood.
Why don't you just do that trick where you pick it up off the ground and throw down gold at the same time real quick, and then it duplicates itself and becomes another copy of that
Diablo
item?
1.
Oh, I thought that was
actually
universal to all games.
That might also be Oblivion.
Surely that's a mod somewhere that you could just Diablo mod.
You know, Pondo,
I don't know about that.
With that hat on, when you said you didn't know what time it was, my immediate thought was that it is always high noon somewhere in the world.
I guess.
Wow. All right. So Overwatch jokes no longer funny. All right.
No, I haven't played Overwatch in probably like a year and a half.
3 or 4 years.
Well, look, we need to play Sea of Thieves at some point.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. From what I understand, a lot is it's like a whole game now that you could play. All right,
SidAlpha.
No, my son. I don't know if I told you. My son loaded it up out of the blue and started playing it. And it's like all this stuff was going on. There's all these like NPC things and sharks and octopuses trying to grab you, and
yeah, there's like a megalodon.
Yeah, there's like a ton of different stuff going on in that game now. So
I think the Kraken was always there, though.
Yes, I just got always was there.
I just got to get my cables to put my hard drive in there, so I have space to put more things on my computer.
From what I hear, it's like a whole ordeal to try to fight the megalodon, to potentially just die. Essentially, you had to do a whole bunch of quests. And
that sounds like Rad. I remember this one time.
It's actually really
Rad
easy
was
to
supposed to be piloting
game.
the boat, and then he shot himself out of a cannon. And I said, "Aren't you supposed to be piloting the boat?"
And then I was like waving at him from the beach. I'm like, yeah. See, here I am. It's a lot of it's a great game to just dick around on.
Yeah. Then the boat crashed into the fucking shoreline.
And Arthur's like,
so Rad is off exploring, and I'm busy stopping the boat, riding the boat, and then
shoveling water out of
bailing the boat out and repairing it. And Rad's just like, oh, look at all this great treasure I'm finding. All these fun experiences.
It's good. It's good times. Good times.
Was it good times? I feel like there were good times. They were just had at my expense.
That sounds like Pondo.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I know what she's talking about.
I don't know what she's talking about.
I've heard the stories that she makes him delicious sandwiches in video games, and he just sells them to the vendor, throws them on the ground to make room for more loot.
I was gonna say, anytime anybody's
I don't sell them; they just stay in my inventory forever.
I mean, they're food items. They're such inconsequential buffs that, you know,
they only last like a few seconds. You're supposed to eat during combat, which uses action points that I could be using murdering some people.
Yeah.
You hear that, Cotton? Stop wasting Pondo's action points with your dumb items.
What's the answer with a plate of pasta while they're having a gunfight, you know?
So that you could eat it before we triggered the combat.
You hear that, Pondo? Stop being such a piece of shit.
I did it. I ate food stuff before I went into combat, so I'd have some buffs.
And that's why she's still alive.
I mean, I was still alive too. I was very difficult to kill.
I'm doing a really good job of sitting on the fence on this one. I don't know if you can tell. Pat myself on the back.
In Divinity, there's a lot of buffs that I had to myself that made me super duper hit hard and not die that easily.
In Divinity, at the very beginning, we all decided what we were going to do. And I was like, I'm going to put all my points in charisma so I can talk to people. And then every time I tried to talk to somebody, Pondo ran in and then didn't have the charisma and would start a fight because he couldn't talk his way out of it.
But that XP, though.
Oh, Pondo. Pondo. You have anything else going on, Pondo?
That's about it.
Oh, okay. All right. But that XP, though, I want to make sure that goes on your... Just Bandito's tombstone. When he dies, I want to make sure that's fucking engraved on his tombstone.
I feel like that's a motto for the first 2 seasons when Rad and English were just murdering people.
Okay. All right. Now your tombstone will read, "At least I didn't have Gauss rifle ammo."
Why Gauss rifle ammo? You mean at least I didn't have Gauss rifles?
Well, one would assume you don't put Gauss rifle in a machine without a Gauss rifle.
I don't like not being able to eject my Gauss rifle from it before it explodes.
Oh, well, that's rough. That's real rough. You know what else is rough? SidAlpha.
Indeed. I am. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a time. It's been an interesting time. Well, Arthur was away for a week. As they say, well, the cat's away, the mice will play. And so I got into a lot of trouble on Twitter that I'm not going to talk about. And there's been and it's been a time. The weather's gotten really, really nice here really quick. So I've been spending a fair amount of time actually exercising outside, which I found is a lot easier to be able to control and lose weight when you're exercising outside, because when you go out for like an hour, then you have to spend that hour coming back too. You can't just quit and be done. So it's a lot easier for me to be able to maintain proper exercise habits by doing it outside. And video game stuff has been pretty interesting lately. Today they released the wording for the new loot box and pay to win microtransaction bill. That's interesting. And yeah, so
what's the wording?
Basically, it was actually, I thought it was interesting because the loot box bill and the wording specifically, I found was interesting because they deliberately avoided any language that could be construed as gambling. It's like they deliberately said, are just dodging the gambling question and say loot boxes, these things right here, these are bad, and if the game's marketed to kids, then you can't have them. And the same with pay to win microtransactions, because they're manipulative and children are impressionable and stuff like that. So if you want to have these things, they got to be in games marketed to adults for adults. And I actually thought it was interesting. Originally, it was just this Republican Senator Josh Hawley. But there's also a Democrat senator as well, and a third guy that I haven't looked up. So it's actually kind of a bipartisan presentation here, which in today's U.S. political climate seems like kind of a rarity.
So I wonder if that means like only for rated M games. Is that the case that they can have that?
Well, any games.
No, the game needs to be 18 plus.
Yeah. That would be rated M.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. So basically any game that is, that's probably where they'll be able to, they don't state anything about the SRB or the rating or anything like that. They keep the language specific about games that are basically the way they're designed to be presented to children and marketed for children, which, they keep the language there pretty loose, which with a lot of these bills, that language is kind of kept a little bit loose. So it opens it up for adaptations and corporations trying to find workarounds. They have less wiggle room that way. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with it. I still think it's a pretty low chance of it actually making it through because, so many bills just die on the cutting room floor and very few of them actually survive. But it's something that's furthering the awareness and the knowledge in the public eye about loot boxes, and I think that's a really good thing. So that's what I've been spending my day on, and yesterday, and the day before. I've been working on this stuff a lot lately. But that's basically all I've had going on. Life's been going pretty well. Exercise has been treating me well.
Okay.
I'm getting the side eye here.
Yeah. Raddosaurus, I haven't heard from you very much this week, so I'm assuming you're having a terrible time.
That's an interesting conclusion to draw.
I know, you haven't trolled me very much. Well, actually, I feel like maybe you have. You posted... Oh, I forgot about that. I need to apologize to you for disappointing you about Game of Thrones.
Why? Oh, look, it's not you. It's that's just generally, I get disappointed in internet culture, I think, in general. And I think, I've been a victim of it as well. I think it's very popular to dislike things, and it's a lot easier to dislike and dismantle things than it is to accept and enjoy. And I think that gets compounded by, just like I said, internet culture. Again, like, I'm no spoilers. I'm not here to prop up or put down the show in any way. For me, it's not about the show. It's about people communicating responsibly, and just it sounds very contrite, but just being kind. Like, I don't know what's so hard about just being kind. I try to live on the internet very purposefully, in that I don't type things on a message board or in a Discord or in a chat that I would not say to someone if they were sitting in the same room with me. And I generally just go by that rule all of the time. I don't believe that there is who you are and then your internet self. It's the same person. If you are shitty on the internet, then part of you is shitty in real life. Like, you have to accept that that's part of your personality.
I wish everybody thought that way. True.
So, I mean, that's just been my thing. Like, as a creator, as somebody who has spent a large part of both their young and adult life being creative and professionally creative, not so much these days, but for a long time I was professionally creative, and just to see people be so just kind of heartless and very personally vindictive for no particular reason other than they just didn't get what they wanted.
Yeah, I didn't get what I wanted at all.
I don't think it reflects very well on, like I said,
can I offer a non-spoilerly anecdote that goes along with that?
Sure.
So it's Twitter, of course. There was a person, a niche gamer. They're a gaming news website. They retweeted a screenshot of the change.org petition for a new ending for Game of Thrones. And so I retweeted that because I thought, hey, this is kind of funny. I had one of my fans get absolutely livid that I was spoiling Game of Thrones because I retweeted something that contained something that even mentioned Game of Thrones. And wow, that was intense. Yeah. Like, dude, like, seriously, do you need a Snickers bar? Because damn,
I don't have a lot.
People have a lot of personal investment into that show.
And, I think that's to the show's credit. Oh yeah, I think what's telling to me, and this is, there's no relation necessarily between correlation and causation. So I don't know like all the real statistics on this or anything. But last I looked, there like maybe over 1 million people had signed the petition, 1.5 million, something like that. But then when you look at the viewership, 19 million people watched the episode. So yeah. You really do have a very vocal minority. Like,
you have to understand that's 19 million people that legally watched it.
Right. That's only people who watched it.
Most torrented show in history.
That's only people who watched it on cable live. That doesn't count HBO Go, HBO Now. So like you could easily double that number, right?
Oh yeah.
I would think, especially for the people who watched it within the first week that it came out, maybe. So yeah, I don't know. I just made me sad. I haven't had a lot of internet presence generally over the last few weeks, just because of how I just think it's egregious. I think it's irresponsible the way people are just unkind, just mean, and attacking people personally. Like, if you didn't like it, I 100% support you being critical of things that you don't like. I just think there's a right way to go about it, and I think there's a wrong way to go about it. And I think the internet, in a way, reduces people to their most childish and irresponsible selves, and they see other people doing it and they just run away with it. And it just upsets me. So I haven't spent a lot of time on the internet in general. The memes have been great. The memes have been fantastic. A plus for in the memes, but that's like a satire, you know. It's like let's all. I don't know. I could go on and on.
That 1 second of every episode of Game of Thrones thing was fucking,
that was impressive.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, I got a real kick out of this. There's somebody did a John Hughes ending of the last episode.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It's pretty good. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I thought
they stop on each character in like a freeze frame, very 80s, and have like the dialogue underneath of like what happened to them afterwards. It's pretty funny. I liked it. Yeah, other than that, you know, last time we were here, I had a big thunderstorm, so I spent a week chopping up a tree. Lost a couple of big branches, so I still have all the heavy trash out in front of my yard. I put it out last week. I think it might be starting to kill my grass. Their heavy trash was supposed to come yesterday or today, and they didn't, so now I'm a little concerned about my yard. But other than that, I mean, kids, you know, kid stuff. It's end of the school year. My kid's last day of school was today, so I've been doing a lot of that. And with the bad weather, we had a lot of like makeup, horseback riding lessons, and all kinds of stuff going on. So it's just been routine stuff, but busy with routine stuff, I guess. Nothing. The search for a job continues. Still watching Imposters on Netflix. Still a good show. I've enjoyed it so far. Saw a trailer for a new Terminator movie today. Don't know if I really care about any new Terminator movies.
Asking me about what I thought about that trailer, and I haven't even watched the trailer yet.
I don't know, man. It's like, okay, James Cameron is coming back to do Terminator again. That's cool, I guess. And they're bringing back the girl who did Sarah Connor, and like that's cool, I guess. Terminator 2 is definitely like one of all-time great action movies of all time. Like it's historically good in my opinion, but I don't know that I need that in my life to recapture that in a new movie, you know? Like I get a lot of great movie content from other places. I don't always have to go back to an old IP that I have nostalgia with to have a good time. That being said, I am pumped for Godzilla King of Monsters. So I'm very excited about that. Talking about
that does seem like your kind of movie.
Yes, I'm a huge monster movie nut. So I grew up wearing out Godzilla movies on VHS tapes that were recorded off of TV. So I'm excited for that. That's it. That's all
I want to throw to you something rad.
Sure.
I've never watched it, so I was like, man, I'm going to be like everybody else. I'm going to cancel my HBO Now account as soon as Game of Thrones is over. And then someone was like, what about Westworld? And I was like, what about Westworld? I've heard about this show. I guess I could watch it.
I've heard that it's actually really good.
The fucking intro, I literally cannot watch the intro sequence. It's so weird with all the like eyeballs and stuff. I'm like, oh no, it's so weird. But I'm on like the third episode. It's taking me forever to get through them.
How you liking it?
Pretty good. Okay. I question everything now. I'm like, everyone is a robot. They're all robots. This is all a simulation. They're just robots commanding robots.
We did the same. We let our subscription slide, but I was a little sad that we did. I mean, we're a little, you know, money's tight right now, but otherwise I think I'd keep it because I think there's a lot of good HBO stuff.
I mean, there's The Wire. If you
the
haven't
first
seen
season
The Wire,
of True
you should
Detective
probably watch
is
The
really
Wire.
good. I really wanted to watch that Chernobyl show, but I probably won't. I think it's only 4 or 6 episodes or something like that, but people are saying it's excellent. I never got to watch Westworld. People are again, when I say people are, I mean the internet is. I don't usually agree with the internet, so I take this for a grain of salt. But people say the first season was fantastic, and the second season, people seem to be about split 50-50 on it.
I've seen that as well, yes.
People either say first one's great, last one's trash, but I think that means the first one was great, and the last one was just like good or okay, because there's no in between for people for whatever reason.
Yeah,
things can't go from amazing to good. They have to go from amazing to garbage. I don't understand why there's no middle for people.
Because opinions,
I guess, yeah, because like I said, it's popular to be extreme in your opinion. But yeah, there's a lot of great stuff on HBO that I would watch. I love their documentaries. They have some of the best documentaries, I feel like. And I think, I don't know how much it is. I couldn't even tell you. I think we skated by doing some kind of like get 2 weeks free and then get 4 weeks free. You know, we had like just enough, like we played the system to have enough free weeks to be able to watch the show. And that was it basically. So I don't know how much it is, but if it's like less than $10 for HBO streaming, I would think it's worth it. They come out with like a lot of really great premium content, I feel like, beyond Game of Thrones. And then the next Game of Thrones series is already entering pre-production. So
yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I'll watch it. Considering it takes place like
I'll give it
more than 1,000 years in the past and don't have anything to do with anything that's on the show now. Like,
that's a good angle to take. I wish more franchises did that instead of trying. We're gonna shoehorn this stuff in with existing characters.
Right.
You mean like Star Wars?
A little bit.
Yeah. Star Wars actually did that with.
I don't need to see the spin-off of all like the current characters. Like they might do that, and I would probably watch it if they did. But that's not what would be most interesting to me.
It's like the world itself is interesting enough. You don't need to stick to tie-ins to the original cast.
Take me back to the first Long Winter and, the actual genesis of White Walkers and the Night King and building the wall. Like, I watch that show.
Rad, you seem like a Game of Thrones fan.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that I could get you to do the overlays for my Game of Thrones show?
We already talked about it. I said I probably would. And then I always hear about you asking other people to do stuff, and I'm like, man, Arthur.
No.
If I don't,
it was part of the bit. It was part of the bit. Look, I know that we talked about it. I wanted to throw that to you.
Yes, I'm excited about doing art more regularly. My wife actually talked to me last week. She's like, I'm going to be your manager for your drawing stuff. I'm like, okay.
You've told me that before.
I probably need that. Yeah, she grows increasingly more insistent. So part of the thing
is, you should listen to her.
I don't want to tell her. I don't want to tell the internet my business model. So I'll tell you later, though. I'll talk to you about the ideas she came up with. They're really good.
That's good, because you were like, I haven't done a new commission sheet yet, and I was like, you know what, Rad? I will commission a commission sheet for you, and then you can use it with my license free of charge forever. And you're like, I don't know if that's something I want to do, and I'm like, fucking do it.
It's hard to stand out on an internet full of commissionable character artists. So my wife has a lot of interesting ideas of some kind of alternative markets that I might be able to do pretty regular work in. If I can get away from doing tabletop RPG characters and maybe draw other types of things for a different type of clientele, I might be able to charge different types of money for different types of things.
Okay.
Just to be intentionally vague, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you could go the Aerosito route, man. Like, he fucking paints people's bedrooms and shit now.
Yeah. So there's a lot that the market to get your D&D character drawn, I feel like, is very oversaturated and where you can go and what you can do and the options that you have. So, and you have a pretty broad talent spectrum married to an equally broad and erratic pay scale. So like there are people who charge a lot that have a more amateur level of talent like I do, and then there are people who charge very little who have a very professional level talent. So
sometimes you just need to chase people down and force them to let you give them money.
Sometimes.
Cotton
sounds like
Rad.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Mick Comiker now, he's on my fucking list.
Welcome. It's a good list to be on.
Let's just keep growing. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So that's what I got going on for the most part.
Oh, damn, I had something to throw in here, but now I've forgotten what it was. Oh, about overlays.
Yeah.
If I had you do all of my overlay work, Rad, you would have no time to do anything else.
That's true.
I literally must diversify my overlays now.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I was looking at the ArtStation page of that artist that you linked in your...
Yeah, Barbara.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, she's fucking amazing at doing backgrounds and shit, too.
Yeah.
I thought Blinged and Stone looked really, really good. Look, Sun Spirit, I've already apologized. You are a professional artist. You just won't take money from me either. And it's not like I can chase you down and give you money. You just literally will not accept money from me at all. So, it's rough. It's rough. I keep telling you though, Rad, at some point we need to sit down and talk about how to make a combination animated overlay, classic overlay. I'm working on it, but my ideas are coming up a little short.
I'm telling you, man, I'm really into the animated overlay idea. Sid has given me access to his Adobe suite, and I plan on getting based on Sun Spirit's recommendation. He was talking to me about Blender. So I have a lot of stuff that I want to get. I just have a few more computer parts I got to get before I can start running that stuff on this computer. So I'm excited.
I mean, that computer has pretty good parts to start with.
It's good. I just need storage. I have one SSD drive on here and it's done. Basically, it's full up. So I need you know, I have a big terabyte hard drive sitting right here in my drawer. I just need to get it all. I need to find the time and the energy to buy the cables for it and hook it all up, and I'll be able to start putting more stuff on my computer and expand my horizons of commissionability. Because I professionally did 3D animation for like 4 years, so I'll have to reteach myself software, but it's something I'm certainly capable of.
At least you have a basis of knowledge of, you know, basically what it is that you're looking for, which that's a pretty big help. Most people don't even know that much. So.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's slow going right now though, because I'm in the middle of, you know, replanning a career projection and job hunting, and got a lot of other stuff going on. So currently, right now, part-time artist is not high on my list of things to do. I haven't drawn for like probably over a week. I haven't even sat down and drawn a picture. So the last time I posted something in the art channel was probably the last time I sat down and drew.
Okay. All right. Cotton. Hello.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Well, you know, it's been a interesting few weeks.
Anything that you want to share that's happened? I feel like I'm kind of drawing this out of you here. Like...
Last Wednesday, I ended up staying in the hospital overnight for pulmonary embolism, which is basically a small blood clot in my lung.
Yeah.
So I've been having a rough week after that because I've been super tired and I find myself out of breath a lot. But other than that, I've been fine.
Other than a pulmonary embolism, you've been fine. Okay, got it. Mm-hmm. All right.
I swear they should make a Netflix superhero series about Cotton, because she's just tough as freaking nails.
Oh, that reminds me. Oh wait, I can't even. Never mind. I had something to say, but I just realized I can't talk about it.
His NDA is still activated.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Okay.
I don't think I've sat down to draw in a week or more either, actually. And I have things that actually have to get done.
I'll probably be coming to you to get you know, Cottontailed style art for some more Hammer 40k characters as well.
That's awesome.
And then Bearded Jalapeno will be doing the official like badass art of the characters.
Wait, someone's internet name is really Bearded Jalapeno?
Well, it's Bearded Jalapeno. He's in chat right now. He's on my show on the tabletop. He's one of the artists.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, no, look, each of the artists has this.
I was actually questioning because I actually like that name.
So each of the artists has their own personality, and Bearded's personality is, I say anything, he immediately accepts it and moves toward it with 100% hype level.
It's true.
I'm just like, do you guys want to play Stars Without Numbers? He's like, yes. And I'm like, revise. He's like, also yes.
He's like, some girl Cotton's coming on the show. My new best friend. I love everything she loves.
I actually love people like that.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, I know, it's accurate.
I feel left out. I haven't met this guy yet.
Well,
he's a cool dude.
You know, Pondo.
Talk to him one time, it'll be your best friend, basically. So,
you know, Pondo, if you got into the artwork game, we could get you on a guest episode of On the Tabletop.
That's
that would actually be probably. I would tune in. I could have a non-artist be the artist.
Yeah,
on
strategic stick figure making. Yeah,
just have like stick figures knifing each other. That'd be great.
I could do that. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen the latest episode, but we started using a program called Drawpile where multiple people can draw at the same time. And we only had 2 of the people drawing, but there was a fuck ton of art done in a very short amount of time. Like, the whole screen was covered with, like, 19 illustrations. It was wild. Completely wild. Do I have anything else that I need to... I feel like I'm missing something that I'm supposed to do. It's almost certainly a shitty joke I'm making at somebody's expense.
Probably me.
No, I think it's actually at Pondo's expense. I'm working on it, though.
Is it going to be what you think is a joke, but it's not really a joke? At least what you think is a joke?
You know, try really hard, Pondo, and I throw as much out there so that I can learn from my mistakes. Oh, I remember what it is. Okay, here we go. Sorry, it took me a while to get here.
Uh-huh.
As you might recall, during the last episode, I was, well, it would be inaccurate to say I was entirely truthful about what happened, but I was in some ways drugged. There was some concern that I would use my entire bank account because I'd become addicted to opioids. I can safely report that that has not happened. However, I did ask an accountant to go through and identify anything that I might be addicted to. So opioids is not on it. However, I did get this report, and I'm just going to open it up real quick. Apparently, my accountant is concerned I am addicted to buying tabletop RPG rulebooks and something called anime waifus. There it is. I fucking got Pondo. Fucking got him. I knew I could get everybody else, but it was Pondo that I wanted to hit with that joke. I knew Cotton would laugh at anything I said. Rad would be easy because it would be an anime joke, and Sid will also laugh at basically anything I say.
No, I just legitimately imagine some guy in glasses that takes his job way too seriously, legitimately writing down exactly spelled WAIF.
Yeah, waifus. You have no idea how long it took me to come up with that joke, too.
What is a waifu?
Exactly. If you don't know what a waifu is, by the way, chat, just don't. It's too complicated.
I'll always chuckle at a joke that's at the expense of weebs everywhere.
A joke can really get me is if I can imagine it happening, like if it's incredibly plausible, like that.
He also really likes puns.
That's entirely a lie.
It does. DM Pondo all of your puns.
Don't do that. Tice does that.
I was gonna say, where's Tice when you need him?
Tice does that on occasion.
Someone just sent me a message, and I cannot believe I haven't thought of this before. I'm so upset. We need to have a Pondothemad night. That's it. Yeah, look at all your faces. That's what I said. I was like, this is fucking brilliant, y'all. Yeah.
Who said that? I hate this person. Who said that?
Don't worry about it, brother.
Tice.
Don't worry.
Tice. I know you're out there, Tice.
I'll fight you.
Feel your puns.
I have a very specific set of moderation rules. All right. Anything else we want to cover? You know, it's been a while. Game of Thrones.
The new Picard trailer leaked.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm feeling extremely cautious about it.
Oh, the new...
It's Patrick Stewart, but it's CBS.
The new D&D 5e book came out about...
Ghosts of the Salt Marsh?
Yeah, it's what I can compare it to is essentially like a yawning portal type of thing where it has
bunch
not
of
like
small adventures.
Yeah, essentially from the older systems.
That's what people thought it was going to be.
I thought it was just going to be a regular adventure where you do the thing that you're told you're supposed to not do, which is go on a boat in the middle of the ocean.
Okay, well, don't do that. You know, I went on a boat in the middle of the ocean, and I got 4 private screenings of movies, including Bumblebee, which I did not like. The Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet movie, which I did like, and I fucking want a t-shirt that says shiny, #shiny with Jeremiah on it. That's literally the best article of clothing in that entire movie. I also watched the Aquaman movie. It was like no one had learned anything from the 90s.
It wasn't bad or good. It was just a movie.
It was a superhero movie I could have seen in the 90s, and that was it.
I just had a realization.
Yeah.
If Rad gets comfortable again with animation, then you two should team up, and you could tell stories about D&D groups and campaigns, and Rad can animate them.
You mean like Joe Cat and all the other people that do that kind of stuff?
I've only seen.
We
like,
could
one
even have
film.
people voice over their own characters
And that
making
would be
terrible
cool.
decisions.
That I would be willing to do that.
And that's when
I've made a
the
ton of
Lord
terrible
Tyrant
decisions,
Rex
too.
decided to take all of his clothes off and carry a boulder across the winter.
What you need to understand about carrying boulders is
What you need to understand about the barbarians is their
important.
punishments
You
were
gotta
very
look at your-
ironic.
I'd also voice my stupid decisions as well.
You see, the barbarians were being metaphorical, but Rex, in all his stupidity, took it quite literally.
I would voice my dumb decisions, except I've never made a dumb decision.
I have made.
Oh, really? I'm going to say one word to you, Rad. I'm going to say
Go ahead.
one word to you. You ready?
Yeah.
Beaumont.
No, I stand by my decisions.
Are you sure?
Just because I internally agonize over them endlessly doesn't mean they were not narratively the right decision to make.
You did agonize over those. What was that? A week? 2 weeks? While everyone
dude.
was sitting there waiting.
How long ago did that happen? Like 3 years ago? So like
Years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Probably. How long I've agonized?
Almost. It happened like Halloween 3 years ago.
I
Almost 4
literally
years.
laid in the bed of my truck and stared at clouds pass over while I pondered my my existence. And how
What do I
things have come
do?
to this.
Do I die fighting Beaumont? Or do I allow Beaumont to escape with my World Heavyweight Championship? All
Sometimes
right.
you have to sacrifice yourself for the narrative. And I did that.
Well, I mean, you sacrificed your belt for the narrative. You didn't
Well-
sacrifice yourself.
My soul, though, as
Okay.
a person, as a player.
Sure. All right. All right.
One of the strange reverse times where it was more difficult on the player to have their character live than to have their character die.
You're right. That is pretty strange.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I could help implement that torturous decision for you.
I'm glad that I
That's
could
a high
set
point
those
for me.
circumstances up.
Yeah, that's pretty rare.
I don't know that that has ever happened to me before.
Oh, all right. Well, don't worry. Introductions will be over shortly. I need to share 2 quick oceanographic stories. First off, let me tell you something. I had a very nice balcony. I was out there eating dinner one night. Bloom! A whale fucking did that whale shit right next to the cruise ship and splashed me, and now I'm sitting here with a white tablecloth and silverware, fucking silver trays and shit, living like a fancy man, covered in seawater that came from inside a whale, so now my dinner's ruined. Criminal
I warned
whales!
you about whales.
Whales are a threat. I am now placing whales at the highest level of maritime threat above dolphins.
Thank
Okay.
you. You understand now.
Criminal whales.
I had no idea that not only could whales be so obnoxious, but Cotton knew that they could be so obnoxious.
Whales are terrifying.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're real bad. They've ruined my dinner, and I will never forgive it. I took several pictures of it running away. Second off, and I think Rad and many of the military members of our community may enjoy this particular story. Ever since the USS Cole, the United States Coast Guard has put very large weapons on their very small boats and placed them in front of ships leaving harbors, especially very big ships. Cruise ships are very big ships. They are so big, sometimes they get a whole second boat in the back. You are told when you go to places where cruise ships may go out, the United States Coast Guard expects you to understand that going near those ships is very liable to have a Coast Guard pull you over. So here I am on my balcony again, passing the Statue of Liberty at the Hudson River, when a motorboat decides to make a high-speed approach at the cruise ship and then pull up alongside and ride its wake.
What an interesting choice.
It was interesting until they made it to the front of the cruise ship and then caracoled back and did it in the reverse direction. And that's when one of the Coast Guard boats that had been hidden in the shadow of the cruise ship noticed and drove over. I didn't get pictures that time, but I did get it when it happened again in Rhode Island. I watched that shit happening. So I'll show the pictures, but there's just a Coast Guard ship out there chilling. A dude had his sail get torn during the thunderstorm that happened on his sailboat, and the tug was trying to pull it in front of the cruise ship as the cruise ship is pulling out of the channel. Let me be clear, this channel's not very big, and this guy is the fucking tiniest boat you could have on the water, going in front of the largest possible ship that you could have that's not a super container, and he's like, I'm gonna race it. I'm gonna see if I can get in front of it. The Coast Guard boat, the guy literally is just like, just fucking has a 50 cal pointed at him, and is like, I need you to turn around or I will shoot you. Stop and turn around now. And they fucking, so the tugboat gets towed by the Coast Guard ship back to port. Both of those vessels will probably be paying hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of fines. Because you know what you don't do? You don't try to race a fucking cruise ship. The cruise ship will lose, and so will you.
Yeah, when you find yourself looking at the business end of a 50 caliber machine gun, or like,
you should stop doing whatever you're doing and do whatever that person says.
A 25 millimeter machine gun, like, you need to rethink the series of decisions that you've made that had led you to that
point.
Yeah.
I think you should reconsider just looking at any machine gun.
I think you should take your boat back to the dock and pay your fines, and then sell your boat, and then probably never drive another boat again, just to play it safe.
Then just never go next to any like military base.
Yeah, take up like RC airplanes or something like that instead. Like, never mind.
Hey, even RC boating. All right, how about that?
Yeah.
So previously, I want to know what happens on the scene that we come back to. Black Rabbit has taken 2 large glasses filled with cheap clan synthol, and is headed towards Sergeant Molly Olsen's room. Molly, of course, has been revealed to have been someone who is not named Molly Olsen, and maybe threatened to kill several people and definitely discharged a weapon multiple times.
It's fine.
Sergeant, why don't you tell me how this scene goes down?
I guess I start knocking on Molly's door.
Yeah, so she's supposed to be in her room resting, right? Like,
yes.
We're all supposed to be getting,
because in several hours you're going to be dispatched to go somewhere. We'll get back on where you're going.
Go somewhere in something.
It's not clear.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely not asleep, because there's no way she could sleep, even if that were in the cards or ordered at this point. Now she opens the door and sees you carrying like a jug of alcohol and 2 cups. She's just like, oh, thank God. And just immediately steps aside for you to come inside.
She comes in and she'll just make herself comfortable on Molly's bed.
Yes, Molly will immediately start to pour the 2 drinks and hand you one, and probably take a mouthful of hers and realize that it's fucking like clan jet fuel, and swallow real hard and cough a lot and tear up.
Are you okay?
Are any of us okay? Are you okay?
Why wouldn't I be okay? I'm totally okay.
Well, that's good. I don't know, get back to me in a few days and I'll let you know.
I was told you tried to shoot Rapier, but I don't believe it.
No, because if I had tried to shoot him, he'd be dead. I did try to shoot next to him, and I was successful at that.
Well, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, I thought I knew some things that I guess I didn't know, and I've spent a long time feeling a certain kind of way, and I thought I had found the people that were responsible for doing something terrible to me a while back ago, and now I'm just not really sure what I'm doing anymore.
What'd they do?
They killed the one person who had ever been a father to me. But now I'm not even sure if they did or not. I don't even know. They were the only ones around, these people that we're here with. But all of the digital recorded evidence points to the fact that it was just some freak phenomenon that defies physics or explanation. and that they're somehow conveniently absolved of responsibility. And part of me wants to believe it, so I could just be done looking. But another part of me knows that somebody out there still needs to pay.
What would you have done if you found the people who caused the death of your kind of father?
I'd kill them. That's all.
Why?
That's all my life has been about. Because
it's just killing the people who killed him?
Yeah. Retribution. I had everything taken from me for the second time in my life, third time even. And you can only have that happen to you so many times before you need to make sure that whoever's out there doing this to people, the kind of person that runs around and destroys people's lives needs to be stopped before they destroy someone else's life.
We do that.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody we've killed has had a family somewhere.
What would you do if somebody killed your family?
Somebody did kill my family.
And what did you do?
Nothing yet.
What would you do if you knew the person who had done it was standing in front of you?
I wouldn't kill them. That's way too easy for them.
Oh, shit. Oh my god.
Well, then I was going to say, then maybe we're different, but then maybe we're not.
Death is way too easy for somebody like that. It's better to make them suffer. Make the whole world turn against them. So everywhere they go, there's no solace.
She pours another swig into her glass and raises it like, oh, fucking drink to that. And she takes another mouthful of that alcohol.
Okay?
What music would even be playing during this scene right now? The Reigns of Castamere?
Some like extended, uncomfortable, like single note. Like the beginning of like Dark Knight or something like that.
I'm uncomfortable. This conversation is insane.
I just want it to be over. I don't have anything else. I've been a couple points in my life where I've had something, and each time I've had it's been taken away from me. And I'm tired of living a life wondering when the next time what I have will be taken away. So I've just chose not to have anything other than revenge. And now, somehow, in some unexplained way, even that's been taken from me.
Well, we don't know each other a whole lot yet. But you have this team right now. And we can do our best to at least prevent the people of this planet going through what you've gone through. Take your revenge out on the people who took over this world.
She doesn't say anything, but she just kind of stares blankly, nods her head. It's not entirely clear whether or not it's getting through, but she's hearing you. I mean, stay here and be a part of a team with people who may or may not have murdered the only person that ever took care of me.
Which one did that? Was it Rapier? Is that why you shot at him?
He was just the one that happened to be sitting in front of me when he confirmed that this was in fact the unit that was on planet. When it happened.
Hmm. Who was it?
Who was who? The person that was taken from me?
Yeah.
It was a man named Kenneth Cross.
Oh, I watched his videos.
Yep, one and the same. He plucks me up. Taught me everything I know. Scooped me up out of the ditch and turned me into someone. And I'd probably be dead a long time ago if it hadn't been for him.
She's gonna kind of offer you an awkward hug.
She takes it, but then it turns real serious and she starts sobbing heavily.
I don't know. Wait. Why are the two of you laughing over there?
At the
That's not funny. This is
as soon as there's any kind of like physical contact and comfort, she's just her tough exterior dissolves and she turns into a ugly crying blubbery mess. We would probably fade to black because I don't think she'll be talking again for a while.
Oh, not ugly crying.
Oh wait, ugly crying.
Let's talk about.
I think at that point, Harridan walks up to the door with like a bottle of Clanner booze and a couple glasses, and he stops.
He was just a few minutes late.
Eyes dart around for a minute, and then he just turns and walks away.
Yeah.
So let's talk about orders for the next 8 hours. Most of the unit is resting, except for the people who are repairing stuff. But after that, Bandito and Rapier are taking one of the cop cars and heading up to the canyons. Then you're dispatching Ronin in a mech, it's not clear to me yet, to escort one of the transport trucks back to the Idris Elba to pick up all of the salvage and any remaining crew members, aka the only person left at the base,
Joe Dirt.
Bubba. Same as Bubba, and then bring him back. Is this correct?
Indeed.
What mech is Ronin taking? Because right now, the current mechs that you have available are all of your mechs. And then the following mechs are getting enough repairs to be functional. The Griffin, the Wolfhound, the Mongoose can get a head back on. And both Mad Cats, Mad Cat A and B, will all get repaired.
Is that during this 8 hours?
Yes.
Okay. So I will talk with Ronan about that, as I know Ronan wants to pilot the Mad Cat over there. But I'd recommend, being she technically has her own 2 mechs right now, it should be her choice, but I would recommend to her that she leave the Mad Cat here for repairs. You just mute yourself.
Aren't they going after all the repairs have been done?
That was the plan.
Oh, that was the plan, to wait for the mech to be repaired?
So the question is which one you want to take, because one of them can't be fully repaired.
Ultimately, in Harridan's opinion, it's you are in possession of 2 mechs right now, so whichever one you want to pilot is your decision.
So Molly will default to whatever she's told. She's not looking to rock the boat a lot right now. She's just kind of pretty internally focused.
How about this?
But she wants to take something that's capable. Like, I don't want to take my shredded Flashman that has 33% of the armor that it's supposed to have. You know what I mean?
Well, how about this? Means she's probably going to be having an emotional time and getting trashed with Black Rabbit. How about we give an 8-hour span while the mechs get repaired, and then she can pilot the Mad Cat out?
That is what's happening.
Yep, already. That works for me.
The thing you're saying is the thing that's already happening.
That is what we'll do. So are you saying which Mad Cat, Arthur? Sense.
Yeah.
So let me look at the sheets here.
I think you called dibs on one of them in particular.
He said the B last time.
I think I said the B because it was the least beat up.
That's fine.
The B can be fully repaired, can it? It's not missing anything.
For some reason I didn't bring the sheet over.
Hasn't lost any parts or pieces, it doesn't look like.
The other thing we might want to do is send a team down to Castle Kirsch to pick up the Victor and all that.
Do we have any mechs for me to pilot aside from my beat to shit archer? Because I can
You can take the Devastator. If you want to link
right.
into
We don't have anything here yet to be able to repair the Devastator, do we?
No,
We don't have any inner sphere stuff to repair anything, basically.
Only had like 30 plates of inner sphere armor.
That's correct.
The Devastator lost about 3 times that. I think actually more.
Okay. So according to these mech sheets, the B has all of its parts. The A is missing a right arm. So if you'd like to take the B, you can get it fully armored and armed by the end of the 8 hours.
Are they equipped differently? They are.
They are.
Will I be able to get an arm back on the A in that time, or do we have an arm?
You don't have an arm.
Okay. Well, I suppose if we're going to give an 8-hour gap before anyone does anything, if I could also get the A repaired as much as possible, then I could pilot it to run escort down to Castle Kirsch to pick up that victor.
So you're taking the A and you're leaving your archer.
Yeah, because the archer it's it's in no position to do anything.
It's our new battery, essentially.
The Noble Assault Group will be going with you. They'll be taking the repaired-headed Griffin, repair-headed Wolfhound.
Perfect. Yeah, I'd prefer not to go alone.
Sorry, actually the Wolfhound belongs to you guys, but the Griffin belongs to them. They'll be taking the Griffin back, essentially.
Okay.
Are we getting Mr. Baron healed up? If he's still alive?
So I haven't talked about that yet.
Okay.
We'll get was missing a head. Did we replace its head?
Yeah.
Yes. So you have 5 clan cockpits, and you have 5 mechs missing heads.
Okay.
So they're just going ahead and swapping
that works
all
out
of the
nicely.
I know. It's actually super weird how that worked out.
So the mongoose, the centurion, the griffin, the wolfhound, and one other thing get a new head.
Yes, the centurion I think is basically completely intact. And that's the one that's going back with them, not the wolfhound. They're taking the centurion and the griffin back because those are their mechs.
Oh, I have this. The centurion was destroyed.
I thought the centurion was intact.
No, I just have it down to salvage.
Maybe you might be right.
I'm just looking at my little sheet, which is now an episode out of date, so I don't know.
No, you're correct. You're correct. It's the 5 heads are mongoose, griffin, wolfhound, Matcat.
Got it.
Okay. And what do you want to do with your inner sphere armor plates? You only have so many. You have 0. Oh, no, you have 30.
Let's also strip any remaining armor plates off. Well, we don't have enough armor to fix everything right now, so let's strip any inner sphere armor plates we have left on the archer to repurpose for the other mechs.
Okay. Can you figure out how much that is?
Are these sheets down at the bottom of the map accurate?
Yes, the sheets that are on the map are accurate.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and repair the B then up to full. Is that okay? Okay.
You can also repair the A up to full as well.
Okay.
Except for
Just
its
minus
right arm.
Missing arm, yeah.
And with that arm, it's of course missing weaponry, but you know.
That's 54 points of armor.
Okay, so you now have 84 points of armor stock. That means that the archer must have...
Forgot the rear armor.
194. That doesn't sound right. What's the archer's total armor? 216.
Okay, so that's 76 on the archer, not 54. Sorry, I forgot the rear armor.
That's another 22.
Yeah.
106 armor plates. With 106 armor plates, you could fully repair the Flashman and the Marauder. And you have enough eternal plates to cover that as well.
But that would do nothing for the Devastator.
I mean, the Devastator requires a whole Devastator's worth of armor, essentially. I guess you could say, Sid, don't cut me off. Just let it happen, guys.
Let me guess, it got devastated.
You know, Pondo, I even asked. I fucking asked nicely.
Actually,
yeah, you didn't ask me, though.
Let's divvy it up. We'll use the armor from the archer to put onto the Devastator, and then we can use everything else from the Marauder. Because we can't leave the Devastator stripped like that.
How much internal place do we have?
150 apparently.
For the inner sphere, not.
Yeah, that should be correct. Although I think you have to go pick those up.
I think we have to pick those up.
Yes, you have to go pick them up from the other base.
Okay.
Okay.
No. You guys stripped some of the salvage from like the Centurion and several others. Yeah, you have 180 stock salvage from here.
Okay.
What?
Right? That's what it says up in here in the upper right hand corner.
I'm just looking at. Are you looking at the sheet that I made?
Yes. We're both on the sheet, right? I can see your little pink icon right over here.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's internals.
Yes, that's what we're talking about right now is internal plating.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sorry.
I think you're indicating here that he got 180 internal armor plates of salvage.
Yeah, we had 150
and then 150 is
in
back
stock.
in the Idris Elba. Yes, that's where that's from.
Yep. The 180 includes this 180 is 150 plus what we salvaged.
Oh, plus what you salvaged. Okay, so then that must mean you salvaged 30 internal.
Correct.
Okay, so you have 30 that you could put towards the Devastator, which would make a good impact on the Devastator.
Which it needs.
But I mean, you've got 106 armor plates and 30 internal plating.
It actually only needs 16 internals.
Yes. The problem is that the Marauder needs more internals.
The Marauder doesn't have any internal damage.
Yeah, the Marauder only needs 9 internals.
For some reason, Rad has it listed as.
Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the Flash. Sorry.
The Marauder seems fine.
Yeah, the Marauder's fine.
I guess maybe Rad made a mistake on the sheet then.
Okay, what were we talking about? The Marauder?
Yeah, for some reason you have the Flashman is needing 9 internal and the Marauder is needing 45 internal.
Okay, could just be a mistake.
Yep, I think that's what it is.
Okay, I'll make it 0. The Marauder doesn't need any internal? Is that what we're saying?
That's correct.
Yeah, it's. Okay. I'm looking at one of the sheets that says the Marauder's fine.
Fix it.
Yeah, it needs some armor, but
yeah,
maybe the points you put down there were for the armor, not the internal.
Could be. That could have just
about right. From what
it was missing 45 armor plates, and then for some reason I also had 45 in internal. That's probably just my clerical
So we're still
error.
going in circles. Where are the armor plates going? Let's hit that up.
The Archer's armor is going to the Devastator.
That's correct. Okay, so you're putting 106 armor plates onto the Devastator.
How much? 106 was from the Archer.
106 is the total of everything you have salvaged off the battlefield.
No, it was like 7.
Right, but how much did we pull off the Archer?
Like 70 something, I think. I don't recall exactly.
I closed my calculator. I'll calculate it again.
Okay, and then I'll add it into our stock, and we'll have a little bit more than 106.
I already actually added it into the stock already.
Oh, but the internal stock says 0.
Oh, I did it to total armor stock on the right-hand side.
Oh.
All right, I might be messing up your sheet. You know
fine.
what? I'll let you make the sheet.
There was 76 from the Archer.
Okay, 76 from the Archer.
So that's going on the Devastator.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if there's any left over, which there probably won't be, then we can shift that to either the Flashman and or the Marauder.
Okay, so the Devastator now requires 103 armor plates, and you get to pick where to put the 76 points, Bandito. Where's the internal going? You have 30 pieces of internal stock?
I think we have enough internal for both the Devastator and the Flashman.
That's correct. Okay, so you lose 25 armor plating from internals. Oh, it automatically updated.
I'm just missing 16 internal.
Yep.
And the Flashman is missing... was missing 9.
I should was missing more. No, it wasn't. Oh, I clicked
somewhere. Yep, 16 plus 9 is 25, I believe. Yep.
Yes,
okay, so Flashman fully internally repaired.
Okay, so we used up all of our stock there. That's what you're saying.
You have 5 internal stock left. I don't know where you want to put that, but I've written minus 24.
I'll take the last
gotcha.
5 internal for the archer if we don't have any other mechs that need it.
Are you doing calculations on how much internal and armor those Mad Cats need?
Yes.
All right. Then
so anything we spend, I take out of the stock number.
Okay. Excellent.
And then this number auto-calculates.
We'll coordinate, and I'll let you make all of the changes then.
Cool. So I've already spent the clan armor on the Mad Cat B. I have not done it on the A yet.
Okay.
Should we spend some of that internal to put it on the Raven, or...
Actually, yeah.
You only have 5 points of internal left.
Let's put it on one of the other mechs. I'm fine with holding off on the archer because I've got this mech.
We can fully heal up the Raven's leg and one of the internal points on the right torso on the Raven.
Okay. So I'm marking the Raven is taking 6 points. 5 points more internal. So now it's minus 30. 65. You know what? I just said I was gonna let Rad do that, and then I immediately didn't let Rad do that. I'm gonna put the
plan stuff right now, so whatever you're doing is fine.
I'm just gonna move the Raven back to 11, and when you're ready, you can reset it and figure out how you're gonna lower the count.
Got it.
Okay. So now you have no internal plating left. You're at 0. You're at 0 armor as well. You've completely lost your stock. Clan ammunition isn't an issue because you got a whole extra load to throw down. But the rest of you are running on basically empty. Whatever you've got in the bins is it. What is Black Rabbit doing on her with her, post repair time?
Well, I guess I'll just do what I did last time and start painting the hallway where the bedrooms are.
Okay. All right. I mean, you're the only Mechwarrior that's going to be left on the base as far as I could tell. Howler's Wolfhound will be operational, so I guess he'll go on patrol unless you guys have any objections.
Rad, how much clan armor plating do we have right now?
940.
Okay. I'll calculate up how much I'm using for my mech.
I already fully repaired A.
Okay.
With the sheet. We have 940 after. Okay, so clan wise, we have 940 armor and 555 internal stock. Wait, that's not accurate. We have 1,059 armor and 649 internal, with all clan assets fully repaired.
Damn. I can't be fully repaired though because I'm missing an arm.
Right, but I already knew how much you were missing, so just based on what can be repaired is fully repaired.
Did you count the 2 points of internal, or all the internal points that I need?
Yes. Okay. It was 7, and I counted them.
What's the internal on the head? I can't see.
The head will be fully repaired by swapping out the head.
Also, the cauldron born
for the sheet. I don't know how many points is supposed to be there because it's covering.
Oh,
for internal.
Sorry, which part?
For the head internal, I don't know how much is supposed to be there because it's.
Oh, it's always 9 or 3. It's always 3.
3
for all heads. Yeah.
So armor wise for our inner sphere mechs, our Flashman is fully repaired.
The Flashman is fully internally repaired.
Okay. No armor plates have been added.
No armor plates have been added.
No armor plates have been added. The Flashman, the Marauder, the Devastator.
So the last thing is we're putting 5 internal plates on the Raven.
Okay.
Which I think will repair its leg, and Pondo said he wanted to put 1 point onto the right torso.
No, I was wrong. I couldn't really tell because of the line, but it was fully repaired its leg.
Okay. So you're spending 5 internals?
5 internal on the leg.
Okay.
And I can't delete the line to make it.
It has to be locked in order to delete them. I'll do it. As long as Rad is handling the mathematics.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't erase these sheets without locking them. That's the only thing. Okay, so the Raven, I guess, can also be on patrol, and is probably going to be much better at being on patrol. Who is in command of the base, then? I guess the highest ranking person is actually Howler.
Isn't Harridan still there? Where's Harridan?
I'm talking about in the eventuality, right? Harridan is leaving to go with the noble group back to Kirsch.
Oh,
He's going to pick up the Victor and toss the Awesome's leg onto it.
So where did we put IS armor? Did we put any anywhere?
All the IS armor has been spent on the Devastator.
So the Devastator is good?
Did we put all 106?
No, the Devastator was down to 103 needed points.
No, we were putting the 76 from the Archer onto the Devastator, and then everything else was going to the Marauder and or the Flashman.
Okay.
Marauder first.
So it's still like the 30 of the armor we have.
Yeah, there's still like the 30 points to be able to invest in the Marauder.
So we put 76 points from the Archer to the Devastator, and then you have 30 armor points that haven't been spent that were salvaged from the Centurion and other destroyed Intersphere mechs.
Yep.
Where would you like to put those 30 points?
Let's put them all on the Marauder.
Okay. Then Cotton, you can recover 30 points of armor on the Marauder.
So the Devastator should now be shy 27 armor points.
No, the Devastator should be where it was, 100 and something.
Oh,
we had already removed the 76 points.
Okay.
Before I said I wasn't going to touch it, I had already done that.
And then the 30 points is also being spent.
Has not been spent yet. It's being spent now. You can make that offer
right now.
Okay.
Okay. Took some negotiating, but we got there. Essentially, this is going to take all the time for all of your groups. All the tech crews have to work pretty much full time to do this. I mean, one tech crew literally does nothing but salvage.
That's fine. We have to get this group into some semblance of fighting order again.
So, Ronan.
Yes.
Several minutes before your alarm goes off to tell you that you need to get into your mech and head over to the SidAlpha, there's a knock on your door.
Okay, she's probably already geared up and sitting on her bed with what's left of the alcohol.
Staring into the nothingness?
Staring into the void.
Holding a pocket dog?
Yeah, so she'll get up and go open the door.
A bottle of alcohol sitting outside the door with like a bow on it and a card.
To be clear, she's not trashed. She hasn't like drank it all. Like she knows that she's gonna go on mission. So.
Oh my god, I'm so wasted right now. It's my first time in a clan mech.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll just crack the door open, I guess, to see who's there.
So at his feet there is a bottle of alcohol with a note and a bow on it. It's Jerome Curie, the clan scientist cast officer who basically surrendered the base to all of you. He looks down at the alcohol bottle and says, "This is not mine."
She just stares at him.
I was hoping to spend a few minutes speaking with you.
She still just stares at him.
Can I come in?
I'd rather you didn't.
Would you like to come out?
I'm about to be on my way. I can't stop you from walking and talking.
Then let's walk together for a short time. How novel. Is there a particular name that I should be calling you? My understanding is that your status right now is somewhat fluid.
Sergeant will be fine.
Very well, Sergeant. Again, I am not fully cognizant on your status here. You were not part of the mission briefing that I received on Planetfall, but it is my understanding that you are a protege of the respected mercenary officer, Kenneth.
I didn't know that there was anything in the inner sphere that clans had any respect for.
I mean to say that he is respected here, not that the clans respect him in particular. In fact, Kenneth Cross represents everything that the clans say that mercenaries are.
I'm sure there's a point.
From what I can tell during my search of the base, when I was initially assigned to gathering up all Inner Sphere cultural material, this Kenneth Cross is a instructor, a trainer. Would you say that this is true?
Mm-hmm.
This unit is lacking in such capability.
She just keeps walking. She's trying to say as few words to a clan person as she possibly can.
Yes, I understand, because you have hatred clans.
Yes.
If you are adrift in the sea of stars that is the Inner Sphere...
She stops there and turns and faces him abruptly and says, if any part of me is adrift, it's because you assholes flew in here to this side of the universe and fucked up everything that I ever had going for me. So if you're about to give me some clever life advice, let me give you some first. Call your friends and tell them to turn the fuck around and go home. And she turns and walks away.
He tries to keep walking with you.
I mean, she's not going to physically stop him, but she awkwardly increases her pace, right? Like
he increases as well. I mean, he seems fairly physically capable.
I'm sure he
he's not a warrior, but he is genetically engineered human. So
her demeanor is such that she no longer wants to speak to him, but she can't stop him from like.
Oh, he would not be able to read that though, right? Like he has no idea.
No, probably not. Yeah.
So, I see. We're picking up the pace now. Excellent. Allow me to say this then. I have nothing to do with the invasion of the Inner Sphere. I have no say in such matters. And more importantly, my clan isn't even involved in invading the Inner Sphere. This particular mission is a personal crusade that we have not agreed with. The whole unit is in discord, which is a very unusual thing for the clans. We're almost there, so I'll wrap this particular one up. Yeah, I had nothing to do with your particular tragedy. There is nothing I could do to prevent it in the future, but I will say this. It would be a genetic legacy of some kind if you were to continue the life's mission of the one who came before you. And that truly is the way of the clans.
She's probably a couple rungs up at this point on the ladder, and she'll pause and then keep going without saying anything to him.
So he'll take in a large breath while crossing his arms and goes, "My job here is done." And he like nods to some people. He's just like, "Yep."
I think she may have had him. He may have had her until he was like, "That's the clan way." I'm just like, God damn it.
Okay. Everyone is dispatched at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 1400 hours. Oh boy, I just love this setup. Everybody is adrift and alone. Now all 4 members are on their own little mini quest. It's so great. So great.
Gee, oh my god, we just split up the party, didn't we?
I know. And I even kept mentioning it and no one said anything or stopped it.
Could possibly be.
It's a split, yeah.
Yeah, let's murder 6. Let's talk about your trip.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Because of the speed of the vehicle that you're in, it takes the full 8 hours to arrive at Castle Kirsch. When you arrive there, there are some questions for you, like why you're trying to take the victor.
Because it was left for us. It was ours.
So when you say that, Citadel shows up and is like, "That's my victor."
Oh, apologies. Apparently we misunderstood. Not quite sure what happened there. I'll have to have.
I don't know how you can misunderstand. It has my coat of arms on it. I fought beside you in battle with it. Seems pretty straightforward to me. Now, I was hearing you say something about awesome legs. Perhaps if you contacted your vehicle, you could have them meet us here and we could get my Victor working. That would give us a small number of mechs that we could field from Castle Kirsch.
Actually, you know what? Let's do that. That is a brilliant idea.
So, you call Ronan's group. We'll get back to how that call goes in a minute. But that will give the noble group...
Send a text message to Bandito. God damn it.
Well, we can't even get that
very well.
Are we being jammed at the moment?
Yes, you're being jammed.
Oh.
So how are you going to call them, actually?
But Citadel doesn't know about that.
What do you mean send fail?
Well, I guess he does know that.
Resend.
I mean, it's
maybe
like
he forgot about it, just like everybody else.
Resend.
Yeah. So, you're still going... You're basically going to have to take the Victor, head back to base with it, get it repaired, and then walk it back to Castle Kirsch.
Citadel, why don't you come with us? And that way you can pilot your Victor back.
My place is here, defending my Baron's castle.
God damn it, James. Just come back on the show.
I mean, he probably will at some point. But the noble group is defending the noble lands that they came from. So... I guess I should note that this group is much larger than what I've described so far. It includes all of the 60 remaining infantrymen who have lost a third of their group. And these are just farmers with guns. They're devastated at the hellacious firepower and horrifying conditions they had to fight in. Their war machines were shot out from them, from incredibly long range. People died left and right. They're psychologically broken by losing their friends and neighbors.
Actually, you know what? We'll do this in the interest of cooperation. We'll take the Victor back, we'll have it repaired, and then I'll send one of my mech pilots to drive it back down.
I'll come with you.
You just said you wouldn't.
No, I'll come with you to get the mech repaired. We can leave the Griffin here, because, again, that's our Griffin. I understand that... Harbinger is a capable pilot and in fact piloted it before.
Yes.
Yes, we should have him remain here on defense.
Well, that works for me.
The Victor actually did take a very large amount of damage, so... Even if the legs get back, it will still be a smoking wreck. However, I would be glad to have a war machine under me once again.
Question?
Yes.
Wasn't both the mechs fully repaired while they're
You're
sitting
right.
there?
Actually, you're correct. Yeah, the Devastator and the Victor were fully repaired. You just ripped the legs off. My bad. Forgot about that. You're correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so scratch that.
It just doesn't have the ammo.
Yep.
Right.
So you will have a fully functional but ammo-less Victor.
We have the ammo, though.
Okay.
It's at the Raddosaurus.
What sort of weapons does he ammo-based weapons?
SRM 4 and the AC-20.
How stocked are we on AC-20 and SRM 4?
I believe a lot because we just got a bunch from.
Okay, well, we can reload it for him. That's fine.
I'll have to double check.
If we got plenty, then yeah, we can reload it for him.
I mean, we don't really have anything at the moment that can use AC-20.
Okay.
Don't we have that Hunchback?
It's pretty.
That
pretty
Hunchback's
wrecked.
toasty, man. That's fucking crisp.
Yeah, that Hunchback has
That
two
Hunchback is
armor.
bacon that's been in the oven for way too long.
Well, we have two
now, but
Hunchbacks.
we still have the Hunchback or Hunchbacks with AC-20s that we.
That's
can
true. I mean, the
fix
thing that's
down
missing is the leg. And you have a leg. You just haven't attached the leg. Ronan is going to get the leg right now.
Okay, so depending on how much AC-20 ammo we got, we may not stock the Victor with that.
That's
We
fine.
actually
We can
have-
figure that out later.
We can figure out if we can spare it.
Is there anything else you want to do while you're hanging out at Castle Kirsch?
Actually, let's see. So the Citadel's Baron is dead now, right?
That is what you believe. Yes.
Okay, so Citadel. Citadel, I take it Beans the Baron is not with us anymore. Is it safe to assume that you would be the person in charge? Yes.
I will temporarily assume command. So a new Baron will be assigned.
Excellent. That's as close as we can hope for. At least with you, we can work things together. Please let me know if there is anything you need, and if we have it and we have enough to share, then we would be more than happy to and willing to do so.
Well, whenever it is that you continue to go on offensive, you should contact us. As we can spare anything, we will assist you, but some defense must be left at Castle Kirsch.
And I'll fill him in on like the communications with the colonel or what's his name from the other continent and stuff. That
so Citadel was just like
operations will probably
everything about that colonel said was complete and total trash.
Oh, I would imagine so. Yes.
He is attempting to make you believe that your unit is no longer functional. However, it certainly is, and your command of the unit overrides his noblesse oblige. You have no obligation to answer his call. And in fact, if you did, you would be essentially admitting that your unit was destroyed.
I understand how that would look from a political perspective, but we have to consider this. Right now, the clans are on planet. They're all of our problems, not just... We can't just pick and choose. We need them off the planet. We need them gone, and we can't do that just staying over here and leaving things to our lonesome. They could air raid us at any time. We need to get them off the planet.
I agree. If you were to ask for my opinion, I believe that rather than reinforcing the main battalion and trying to take back the planetary command center, which is essentially useless to us, we should attempt to take back the vehicle factory.
That is an interesting insight. At the very least, once we get you back up into a functional state, hopefully... Now, do we know, yes or no, whether or not our continent is quote-unquote secure by this point?
You're going to find out now that your whole party's spread out across the whole thing.
Okay. Well, at the very least, we should make sure that we secure the territory that we have to make sure that we don't have any enemies at our backs, and then we should proceed apace.
Very well.
Now, you are more than welcome to come with us, or you're more than welcome to hold down the fort here, whichever you choose. I'll leave that up to you.
I'll stick with my Victor, and we'll play it from here once it's repaired.
Very well. As I said, we'll do our best to lend any assistance we can, but you have to understand that we cannot leave ourselves shortchanged unless the situation is suitably dire.
I understand. Would you like some pickled cherries?
Actually, yes, that would be magnificent.
So as the two of you go out onto a veranda and little sakura blossoms blow onto the thing, two of you sit at like a tablecloth table where a waiter brings you a bowl of pickled cherries. Meanwhile, we cut to Ronan. You're alone in a mech for 8 hours, traveling with some people that you don't know particularly well in a giant fucking, elephant of a transport vehicle.
Yeah, I'm putting this weird clan mech through its paces.
It handles much better than an Inner Sphere mech, and it's a Mad Cat, so it's got some pretty good hip swivel action. It takes corners well. It's got excellent mobility. If it had jump jets, this would pretty much be a prime machine.
Yeah, she's loving it. So I mean, she specializes in mobility. Like that's her claim to fame. So she's working it, learning how to kind of get it to strafe and target acquisition. And
so there's a new big button in your cockpit marked Zellbriggen. You're not really sure what it does.
I don't push any buttons that have strange words next to them.
But other than that, the UI and the cockpit is incredibly advanced. Like it's 200 years plus in the future of what Inner Sphere technology has. Everything is super streamlined. It's basically like going from, DOS up to modern systems.
She just looks at that button and she's like, Zealbergen. Zealberg. She just says it over and over again, like, ugh, with this just disgust, like stupid ass clans, stupid ass words. Zealberger.
All right, you mocking a button is what happens. You arrive back at the Idris Elba. Bubba is behind a bunch of crates with no pants on, just his underwear and a wife beater that is stained, and a long rifle that he's pointing at your cockpit. And he's like, "Eat shit and die, clanner!" Woo! You get little bullet marks.
What kind of weapons do I have on this thing? Let's see. What kind of warning shots can we shoot and not expend ammunition?
Really big ones.
Sounds good. No, I'm just kidding.
You have a small pulse laser.
I have a small pulse laser. Where is he? He's on the ground?
Yeah, he's on the ground level by like the hollow table. So remember, the engineering section is incredibly open, right? Like the place where you receive orders, the place where everybody gets food and stuff, and the mech bay are all in the same general location. So he's like pulled up some ammo crates and just hiding behind them, firing a rifle.
Okay. I won't shoot at him. I kind of want to, but I don't think that's something Butch McGurk would do. I'm not currently playing Butch McGurk. I'll just get on my loudspeaker, right? Because I got external speakers.
Yep.
I'll just be like, stand down.
Who is this?
This is Sergeant Molly Olson, call sign Ronan.
Okay, I think I remember you.
Great.
All right, I'm putting the rifle down. I'm gonna go get my pants. So he starts hopping, you know.
Yeah.
Don't look.
As soon as he fucks off to find his pants, I'll radio the transport and get those operations rolling, and I'll just stand sentry.
Okay, yeah. The people inside begin taking all of the loot that you guys have and loading it inside, including all of the light mech and medium mech arms and legs.
Yep, nothing exciting. She's just spending a lot of time thinking about what Black Rabbit has told her and thinking about what that clan douche said to her, trying to figure out what kind of future she has here or anywhere else.
Pondo. The next scene is you driving a very fast, sleek, wheeled, but, futuristic cop car. And in the shotgun seat with a shotgun is Rapier. He's got his rocket launcher in the back seat, and he's handing you a open beer from a 6-pack.
I think we had said it was 4-wheel drive at one point. I like to imagine the police vehicles from the Pixar movie, or maybe it wasn't Pixar, maybe it's Disney. Zootopia, the police cars from Zootopia.
Yeah, I remember those.
That's what I imagine.
Sure.
I completely would forget what is the police car to
Well, the question is, are you going to accept this beer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He's just like, all right, look, there isn't any police, and even if there were, I have a wanted record, and, well, you're you, so let's just kick it full speed. Look, we're in a cop car, okay? No one's going to stop us. We have a straightaway down the entire West Coast.
What do you mean, I'm me?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you definitely have killed people before.
What?
I've heard whispers about a grenade, a tear gas grenade.
You think that was me?
Look. You might have been complicit and involved, okay? You never know how those group things go. Sometimes you have a man tied up in a bathroom, someone fires a shotgun, and then everybody is going to jail.
You sound like you talk about it sounds like you're talking about this with experience.
It does sound incredibly specific, doesn't it? And as he says that, he takes the beer that he's drinking, he smashes the can down, and then throws it out the top of the sunroof. Pops open a new one. Don't worry, I got 2 more in the back.
No, I tend not to murder at all.
Well, you know what you could do instead of murdering, bad boy? You could floor that accelerator.
Pretty sure he just stays like the, I don't know, highway speed, which is
20 miles over the posted speed limit.
Yeah.
All right.
Essentially.
Then the rest of the journey is Rapier repeatedly hooking his iPod up to the radio system and playing his music.
Is he trying to do it through Bluetooth? Because
yeah, exactly. No, it's working.
His Comstar Zune.
Yeah, it's Comstar Zune. That's right. We established that. So the last scene we see before the break is the Kalash Rock the Casbah playing as the car zooms away, helicopter lens into the distance towards the canyons. Rapier is singing along with it drunkenly. He's like, "Sheriff, he don't like it. I'm the sheriff now. I'm the sheriff now." That's it. We're going on break now. We'll be back in about 8 minutes for the second half. We'll figure out what happens then. For a good time, call us. 867-5309.